All right, good morning, YouTube. It has been a minute. Well, it hasn't been too long. I would have, well, the last time I filmed a video probably would have been back in Thailand, but you would have seen that video I shot with Mr. Tom Stanley out at Doherty's gym. We had a bit of a pool day together. Now, I don't think it's on my actual page per se, but if you were subscribed or are subscribed to me, you will have seen it or seen it pop up. Now, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, make sure you go ahead and do so you don't miss out on collaboration ones like that again. But moving forwards, we are going to be filming a bit of a day in the life today, I guess. Thought it would be a good time to pick up the camera. A few bits and pieces have changed and have been going on surrounding my bodybuilding per se. I don't know why I keep saying that word. So essentially, we'll give you guys a bit of an update on where I'm at. Obviously, we were in the midst of a rebound last video, and we have officially wrapped that up. So about a week ago, Andrew and I made the decision to pull the pin on a rebound. I think we got about a good 10, 11 weeks out of it. So pretty successful, if you ask me. Body weight went from a starting weight of, I think, 117 kilos and kind of capped out here at about 130, which I've been holding steady for a couple of days now. So decent 13 kilos added, to say the least. What I'm most pleased with is, you know, being at 130, but being at this current conditioning that I'm at is definitely new territory for me. Like, still have lines through my legs, still have abs, still pretty lean, to be honest. Straighter chest, straighter delts. So being 130 and being this lean is definitely a sure sign that some quality tissue was added throughout the duration of that rebound. So super pleased with the result. Essentially so we pulled the pin just over a week ago now. So last week he actually instructed me to take a whole entire week off of training. So I haven't trained for a whole week, and then I had my first session back on the Monday, which was like a pretty chill pull session. And then even this week, I checked in yesterday and I'm under strict instructions just to hit 3 days at about 80% effort. So it's been pretty chill, to be honest. It's been nice to be out of the gym in a sense. I miss training for sure. I miss getting in there and getting after it. But I'll tell you what, you just have so much more time in your day when you don't go to the gym. Like, if you think about it, the whole process of going to the gym for me, this might not be for you guys, but for me at least, it's like a 4 or 5 hour endeavor, because you have your pre-workout meal. I have that about an hour before I train. So you're making that takes about 15, 20 minutes to make your pre-workout meal. You sit down, you eat it. After you let that digest, depending on how busy I am, normally I'll do a little bit of work, or I might watch an episode of anime. So it's, an hour there, driving to the gym, 15, 20 minutes, train 2 hours, get home, shower, make my post-workout meal, sit down, eat my post-workout meal. So that's like a 4 or 5 hour sort of time slot in your day that has been removed for all of last week. So last week I was kind of I had a fair bit of downtime, to be honest, because it was the Christmas break, so work wasn't super hectic. Obviously didn't have too many onboardings. I think I had maybe 1 or 2 over that week, so nothing crazy. And then just regular sort of check-in work. So yeah, it was a bit of a chill week, guys. Obviously just hung out with Sam a lot, pretty much went for a coffee and shared a muffin every day, to be honest. And then watched some TV and played a bit of PlayStation. It was kind of chill. But this week, obviously, we got a little bit more training, but it's still feeling pretty lax. Obviously, it is New Year's Eve today, so we have been operating in that Christmas and New Year's void period where you just don't know what day it is and you're just existing. But it's a good time of the year. I don't mind it. It's nice to have a little bit more relaxing downtime and not feeling too guilty about it. I think it's important here to come into 2026 feeling mentally reset and refreshed to get after it. So that was the plan. Pulled the pin on the rebound, week off. Now we've got a week of reduced training. Food came down a little bit as well. I'm honestly not 100% sure on what my macros are. Maybe when we do my pre-workout meal, I'll take a look at my meal plan. I'll let you guys know, because I can't remember. But a little bit less food, which has been good, to be honest. I said I'm lean, but I'm already so full, guys. I'm not gonna lie. My appetite is shocking. So hopefully in these next 6 to 8 weeks of a health phase, we'll see my appetite pick back up with a little bit less food here. So when we do get kicking into our next official off season, it won't be too much of a hassle getting all of the meals down. So that's kind of the plan of attack moving forwards. As far as what today's going to be, like I said, we're going to hit a bit of a day in the life. We'll catch up for my pre-workout meal after this. You can help me choose out a flavor of whey protein, because I have so much right now. It's just, honestly, it's a little bit of a mission. You know, when you just have too many choices, and it can be hard to pick one. It's like, for example, this digital age, right, with Netflix. I remember going to the video store when I was a kid to rent a movie and just being so overwhelmed and spending hours in that video store to like pick something to rent, right? I remember my dad used to hate it. Now we have Netflix, we have Stan, we have Disney, HBO Max, Amazon Prime. So you could spend ages just sifting through different movies and TV shows trying to find something to watch. And because there's so many options, it makes it almost harder to pick something. This is how I feel like with the amount of whey protein flavors I have right now. So the combinations I've been making have been pretty out of the gate, but keeps it exciting. So I'll probably catch up for the pre-workout. Now I also have Mason training today, which is exciting. So I won't film training because we're just going to get in and get it done, but I will bring my big camera, the Sony, and we're going to do some posing after. So I think I'll set up the camera after and you guys can see Mason pose. I am going to give him some posing coaching, hopefully refine him. So he's obviously 14 weeks out right now. So he's starting to look pretty gnarly, which is good. So we're going to see him, and then after that we'll just run it, see what comes up. Sam and I go on the cinema tonight. We might get grilled, we'll see. I kind of like just want to eat on plan, but in saying that, over this Christmas period I haven't really eaten off plan at all. Like Christmas Day I had my normal meals, and then dinner was at my dad's side of the family, which was literally like steak and fish and rice. And then I had a bit of pav, right? Had a bit of pavlova, sue me. And that's really it. Obviously my birthday had a few off plans. Well, I say a few, we went out for some sandwiches. I fucking love sandwiches. And then I had dinner at my parents', which was steak. And what was it? Steak and rice and some salad. So that's been the extent of it. So we might get grilled, we'll see. See how I'm feeling this afternoon, if I'm interested or not. I do love my normal food. So yeah, we're going to the cinema to celebrate New Year's. Definitely won't be staying up for the countdown. I'll be in bed by 9-10 p.m, rest assured. So I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. We'll take you through the cream of rice recipe that we go for today. And I'll also figure out what my current macros are. Maybe even I'll give you a little bit of a plan update. So what the PEDs are at, all that other sort of good stuff, because it's not all that exciting right now. All right, guys, catch up with you in the next clip. I'm going to finish up my morning walk here around the park, and then I'm going to get myself, best part of the morning, a nice almond latte, which is literally like my treat at the end of my 5,000 step walk. So catch up with you guys in the next one. All right, it is cream of rice time. It is 7:30, so I'm meeting at the gym at 8:30. So I've got about an hour to get this meal in. We've already knocked out a couple check-ins after my morning walk. And now, like I was saying, we're at the most difficult time of the day, and that is choosing what flavor I'm going to use for my whey drip here. So before we get to choosing the whey drip flavor, I'll run you through what we've got set up. So we are going for some Good Society cream of rice today. I was using the Erewhon rice flour, like the, I don't know what you call it, the Thai brand that everyone knows and loves, but I'm not gonna lie guys, that was sitting like cement after prep. Just eating 120 grams of that was way too much for my gut. So the Good Society food, much lower volume, much easier to get down and digest, a hell of a lot better. And then as far as the base goes, so I have vanilla cream of rice from the Good Society food. I'll actually do 50-50 that and Mackenzie's rice flour, so I can get a little bit more out of the bags because cost effective. And then for the base, I'll mix Emerald Labs ISO Zero vanilla with that. So I get 50 grams of whey protein with this meal. So I normally do 29 grams of protein from an isolate, which I'll mix through it. And then the flavors that I have to choose from, they're 21 grams per sachet, hence why I would do 29 of the other one. So this is the problem I'm facing, guys. I've got all of these, excuse that, I've got all of these sample sachets. So these are Perform Whey. Now, before we get to that, I am sponsored by Emerald Labs, so if you are wanting to pick up some Emerald Labs, you can use my code VISCO. It will give you 15% off, so it's actually going to save you a bit of money. And they're great proteins for your daily driver, okay? The ones I'm about to show you, these are from the UK, and they're exorbitantly expensive, so you're probably not going to want to buy and use these all the time. Go ahead, buy them, try them. But if you're looking for something that's cost effective, that tastes good, that you can use every day for multiple meals, Emerald Labs is the way to go. Like, I'm not even kidding, I have that many Emerald Labs flavors, it's like ridiculous. Like we've got all of them through here. We've got chocolate, golden ice cream, cookies and cream, strawberries and cream, Dubai chocolate, and salted caramel at the moment. Those are the blends. I've got the vanilla isolate, and another great isolate flavor, I told you got a lot of protein, is the cookie caramel. This is a good one too. So if you are wanting to get some Emerald Labs, use my code and save yourself some money. For my intra workout as well, I'm waffling now, but it's interesting to see. I use the cluster dextrin as well, so I have 30 grams of carbs intra with their electrolytes and some creatine in my intra. I'll do 10 grams of that, and then 15 grams of EAAs. I've got the mango flavor here. So I use all of their supplements pretty much every day. And then these Performways, Samantha actually got these for me for my birthday. So she got a bunch of like sample sachets. There's lots of different flavors here. They typically make pretty good whey paste. So that is what we need to pick today. Now I've got vanilla flavored protein. So we've got to choose something that is going to align well with that. We've got white chocolate, s'mores. That looks pretty good. Choc orange, not too keen on that. Birthday cake, cookie dough, chocolate brownie, okay. Another double chocolate, red velvet. This one's a bit interesting. Lemon cheesecake, cookies and cream, caramel biscuits, sticky toffee I tried, cherry bakewell. Not a big cherry fan if I'm honest. Jammy biscuits, Dubai chocolate, carrot cake. I've tried carrot cake. I think I'm gonna go for the jammy biscuit. That's what we're gonna go for. So we're gonna do vanilla as the base, jammy biscuit as the paste, and then I also have 150 grams of mixed berries, 100 grams of a banana, and then usually I do like 17 grams of 85% dark chocolate, but I've got these little lint balls, so I'm going to throw a little lint ball in there, which is a little bit less calories, but it's whatever, should be fun. And then other things to note, because I got to get this meal together and I got to fucking eat it. We're having my AM gut drink, which is very basic. It is 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and 10 grams of lemon juice. I really find that helps my gut. I'm not gonna lie, guys, in regards to like priming my stomach for a day of eating. And then of course, with that as well, we have the most expensive part of bodybuilding. Once again, I'm gonna flip the camera here. That is these suckers, the health supplements. So if anyone is bodybuilding at the enhanced level, will know just how much money you should be spending on your health supplements. But if you can't afford health supplements, you can't afford to be taking gear. That's facts right there, man. You got to put your health first, yeah. Also, whilst I've got you here and I'm waffling, I've got a lot more energy now because I've had a coffee. I don't know if you can tell, probably. I'll give you guys my current macros now that they have changed. So let me pull up my meal plan here. Interesting thing with Andrew is he does actually count trace proteins and carbohydrates. So like he wouldn't count the carbs, he wouldn't count the fats or the protein that's in oats, for example. But I put it all into Kahuna's My App, so I know. So training day, currently at 340 grams of protein. This is including trace. 560 carb and 75 fat. Rest day is 335 protein, 520 carb and 75 fat. So same amount of fats across both days, just a little bit less carbohydrates and a little bit less protein. So that's basically it for the current update. As far as PEDs go, I'm sure you're interested in that. I'm doing 60 milligrams of Test E every other day. So if we do the math on that, that is 210 milligrams per week. So kind of basically natty for me. Obviously true TRT would be a little bit less, but I'm 130 kilos. So naturally my body is going to need a little bit more to retain the super physiological level of muscle tissue that I do carry. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Other things, what else am I taking? I'm still using retatrutide. That's mainly for insulin sensitivity. That could be, no, I wouldn't think so. I'm only doing 0.9 milligrams per week. So I don't think that's having much of an effect on my appetite. GH is the same. That's at 6 IU a day. And then I'm also using BPC 157. I'm doing a milligram of that a day, 500 micrograms AM and PM. That's mainly because I've got this fucking like nagging forearm injury at the moment. It's making it really hard to train biceps on that right side. Any sort of like external rotation and then elbow flexion causes a bit of pain. So I'm trying to get that resolved at the moment. But I'm gonna get this meal together. So I'll catch up with you guys once it's all ready to go and I'll show you the finished product and then we'll get it in and then we're gonna go train. I'm gonna hit some push with Mason. All right, we'll get this one whipped up for you. Okay, cream of rice time. Boys and girls, mainly boys I assume, but if you are one of those female followers, welcome to the channel. So we went with the Jammy Dodger as we showed, and I'll give you a look at what we're working with here. Now, the lint ball, sorry, that is my computer. Let me just go ahead and zoom on down here. Now, the lint ball is hidden in there. I've just gone ahead and just fingered her right in there. So there's going to be a bit of melted dark chocolate in there, which I'm keen to dive into. But we've obviously got 150 grams of mixed berries, 100 grams of banana, 80 grams of cream of rice, and then the lint ball, and then we have the whey paste on top as well, which is looking, I'm just ruining the presentation here, but I don't care. The whey paste is looking very, very pasty, which we love to see. So pretty keen to dive into this. Well, I say that, but I'm not gonna lie, food is just not that enjoyable at the moment. I very, very, very much miss, God, I'm all over the shop. I very much miss like just being in prep and actually enjoying food, because right now I'm just not very excited to eat anything. Even like if I'm going for an off-plan meal, I just don't really care that much, which sucks. It's the one downside of bodybuilding and, you know, being big and having to eat a lot of food, is you actually just ruin food for yourself. But hey, it's the price we pay when we're trying to get huge, right? So we'll go for the first bite. I think it might not be too hot because it's been sitting here for a minute or so. It's good. Excellent. I'm excited to get into this dark chocolate. Usually I have like crumbs of dark chocolate over the whole thing, so it's evenly spread, but we're probably just going to get like a massive hit of it here at some point or another. I'll tell you what, I just don't understand how some people don't like cream of rice. It's real common to get people that don't like the consistency of it, but that just doesn't make any sense to me. I can't lie. Okay. So I got to hit the road in about 20 minutes. I'm going to get my camera gear set up. I definitely want to get these check-in videos sent out too. So I've got a little bit to do here in the next 20 minutes. A little bit under the pump as per usual. I don't want to be late to training. So I'm going to get this meal in and try and enjoy it. And then I'll probably catch up with you guys at the gym, off the tripod, once Mason and I have finished training. Hopefully he doesn't mind me filming. I'm sure he won't. He actually watches these videos. So if you watch this, Mason, what's up? So yeah, let's get this meal in. I'm going to head off to the gym, tick a few of these boxes, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Through like a round of normal mandatories, and then we'll make some adjustments, and then from there we'll drill like a few rounds. So we'll get you doing like 3 to 4 seconds in each pose, quarter turn like we're on stage, okay? For this one, we'll just take it easy just so I can see how you're looking, and then we'll go from there, okay? So we'll start with front relaxed. Quarter turn to the right. 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 Front double bicep. Side chest. Back double bicep. Abs and thigh. Favorite classic pose. One more. Nice, nice. Okay, so rear relaxed. Just hit your rear relaxed once more and just have your feet a little bit closer together. Yep, that's good. And then yeah, push those hips back, squeeze glutes. A little bit high on the toes. Much better. So what we were seeing on that first one is there's just a little bit of a gap between the thighs there, okay? Yeah. So I know you've got the adductors there, so just make sure you're slightly tilting those hips back, turning the glutes on, and then dragging your toes behind you, keeping hamstrings on, leaning the torso back, You should feel quite a bit of pressure in your lower lumbar there. Yep. Much better. Yeah, hammies are good. You can see them a bit more in your back double bicep. You do a bit better job of it. Yeah. It'll come with your rear relaxed as you get leaner. It'll come. And then hit your back double bicep for me again. And relax. So I'd probably just drag this right foot a little bit further back, okay? A little bit further back. Yep. Screw it in. Yeah, that's nice. So we're creating a little bit more through that X frame. That's good. And making sure we're pulling those elbows down, okay? Pulling into your lats like a lat pull down. After that, it looks really good. All right, we're gonna drill some rounds, okay?
Yep.
You ready to go? You need a minute. Okay, let's go. Front relaxed. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Glutes and hams, glutes and hams. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, quarter turn to the right. Glutes, glutes, glutes. This arm a little bit further back. Yeah. Front double bicep. Side chest. Hamstrings, glutes. Glutes on now. Squeeze. Turn those shoulders a little bit more. Back double bicep. Good. Abs and thigh. Good, front relaxed. Front double bicep. Good, side chest. Turn, turn, turn. More width. Yep. Back double bicep. Now's your chance to get your breath, okay? Deep belly breaths now. Stay composed. Stay composed. Good. Glutes, hams. Keep them on. Abs and thigh. Good. Front relaxed. Hold it now. Hold, hold, hold. Good, relax, get a breath. Very nice, man, very nice. We're gonna do another round.
How was that?
Good, good. You started to lose a little bit through the glutes and hams on your back double bicep the second time around, and you're just starting to fatigue. So that's why we want to be practicing.
Just like having them on.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see it, like I'll show you after on the clip. That first one, especially when you're getting set up for the pose and you're kicking that leg up, you can see all the lines through your glutes and through your hamstring, sorry. But then when you get set into the pose, you lose it, okay? So just make sure, especially this foot that's planted, don't be afraid to just lift that heel slightly up off the floor as well. No, the leg, the front leg. Yeah, the one that's planted. Get a little bit high on the toe there as well. And almost think about like squeezing your glutes and lifting them up together, okay? So standing up a little bit taller, like this, rather than squatting down so much. If you stand up a little bit taller, you might have an easier time, of getting your hamstrings on, okay? All right, you ready to go again?
Yep.
Very nice. Started to fatigue a little bit now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, it's real hard. So I think there's a certain art to posing as well in knowing what to contract and what not to contract, right? So say for example, with your side chest, That's usually a good opportunity where you can get a few good breaths in through your midsection, okay? Because you don't need to worry too much about crunching down on things. So I find like the side chest specifically is a good opportunity to get your breath, as well as that transition through to your back double bicep. That's your chance to really start to collect yourself and compose yourself, okay?
I find like, so to get my side chest looking good, I'll come in and I'll do a bit of a vacuum.
Yep.
I find I'm gassed by then, so you can see the midsection.
Yeah.
I guess at least it's covered a bit by your arms.
Just make sure it's covered and just make sure it's flat. But you can get like, just short breaths, okay?
Yeah.
Rather than having to take big deep ones, just take short, small breaths, okay? I wouldn't pull a vacuum on your side chest.
Okay.
That's your opportunity to actually have a bit of a break for midsection control. Stomach always stays glued to the spine, obviously, but don't worry too much about trying to suck it up into your diaphragm, okay? Now we're gonna do one more round, all right?
Yep.
You ready to go?
Yep.
One more. Twisting back double. I think you should hit that. I think you should hit that as your favorite classic. Yeah, I think you should go straight into that. I think I like the arm overhead a little bit more. Yeah. It kind of, yeah. I would be trying to get into that twisting back double pretty quick too. Especially at the state show, they might not give you much time in that favorite classic, you know? Sometimes you only have time to hit one pose. In the overall, you'll have more time for sure, but in your normal call-outs, I would almost probably go straight into that twisting back double.
So what will it go? It'll go from
Abs and thigh into favorite classic.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, so from classic.
Yep. And then go straight from there. Yep. Remember in this one, like, lean your torso back a little bit, okay? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I'd be trying to get into that, bro. Yeah, that's your pose, for sure. For your favorite classic, that's your best one, without a doubt. So I'd be getting into that, for sure. But it looks good. I think with your other favorite classic, like, pick this leg up, okay?
Yep.
So this should, all of your weight should be on your back foot, and this one should literally just be touching the ground, so you can get your rec fem on that a little bit more, okay? You shouldn't really have any weight on that left foot here. Yeah, just pick it up. Yeah, yeah. And I'll have this right foot a little bit further out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're creating a little bit more of an X frame. Yeah, yeah. Because you don't want, because your adductors are still touching, right? So that's fine. Okay, so have your legs spread a little bit further apart. It's going to create more flow, more X. Okay? Looks good though. Still fat, but not bad. All right, guys, we are back. Gym's all wrapped up. Obviously, we'll have seen some posing footage of a Mason. It's looking pretty good right now. Pretty pleased. We are 14 weeks out, so plenty more time to dial him in. And I have gone ahead and gone home, had my post-workout meal. I did forget to film that, but that was basically just chicken, rice, pineapple, the standard, you know me. And now Samantha, and I think I spoke about this earlier in the vlog, but we've been going for like a coffee and a cheeky muffin pretty much every day that she's been home. It's the festive period, that's what we're all about here. And we've gone ahead and done the same again. So,
however, it's not a muffin, it's a slice.
yeah, we've got two. I let Sam order, and she's ordered 2 slices today. So
I don't often do that.
She doesn't
but
often
they
do
were
that.
Small, so
But
I thought half.
right. Anyway, I'll hand you over to Sam because she's very eager to eat, and she wants to show you guys what we got. So,
Right, I'm back. Have you missed me? XOX Gossip Girl. Have you seen that? Oh, it's a thing. Anyways,
what do we got?
we actually have an almond croissant slice, which I'm very curious how that's going to be. And then I think just a berry crumble slice as
I
well.
think it's raspberry.
I feel like you really like your slices. You love a good slice.
I think I prefer muffins, but I am partial to a slice. And a mocha cappuccino.
Oh, well, surprise, surprise. Oat latte.
Almond latte for yours truly. Second one of the day. Are you gonna try it?
Yeah. I know that people want to see me shove this in my mouth.
You love the sexual innuendos.
I literally was just
You
saying.
just said shove something in your mouth.
Well, you
How could
took
be
it that
taken
way.
Anything outside of sexual.
Well, your mind's in the
I'll get it
gutter.
Close up. Once again. How is it? Doesn't look like it looks like it's very dry.
was gluten-free.
You feel like that's gluten free? Let me try.
That's so weird.
Why?
I think they've tried to create something and it hasn't quite worked
feels,
out.
the
It's doughy.
consistency of it feels very, very dry.
It's actually not dry. It's just really weird.
That's a weird flavour.
It's confusing me.
It has like a medicine flavour to it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Very mid. I'll give that a 3 out of 10.
See, and this is why we did 2 slices, because imagine sitting here stuck with that slice. It will just ruin the whole experience.
Rightio.
Let's hope this doesn't ruin it further.
I know. Well, that one looks moist.
We had a bit of dilemma today, didn't we? Because I was here coming for the sweet treat, but you were coming for a coffee, which affected where we went.
Well, not really.
Well, yeah, I wanted to go to muffin break because they have good muffins, but they don't have good coffee.
Okay. Maybe just poor decision making. Better?
Well, it's better.
It's not good? Let me try.
It's not bad. It feels like it hasn't been cooked.
Do you even like slice?
I normally love slice.
That's definitely better. It's not that good though.
No.
It's pretty average. Probably a 3 out of 10. Well, guys.
I hope the coffee's good.
Yeah, we'll try the coffee because that's what we came for. Coffee.
Well, no, I came for sweet treats.
I actually got a coffee here this morning, so.
I saw that in the bin.
Yeah. That's a good coffee. That's worth it for me.
Okay.
Alright, well, we're going to try and enjoy these slices as best as we can. And I'll probably catch up with you guys at the next meal, which will be, I'm actually not going to tell you. I'll show you later. And I'll also give
Oh,
you guys the rundown.
gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping. And then I'll also give you guys the rundown on what Sam and I are getting up to tonight, because we have a big
Wild
New
night.
Year celebration. It's going to be pretty wild.
Huge.
Huge. Alright, we'll catch up with you guys in the next one. Okay, we are back from our very subpar cafe adventure. Obviously, you saw that the slices we selected today were not the best, but hey, you win some, you lose some. And we are getting stuck into meal number 3. Meal number 3, fucking hell. 3 o'clock. I'm a little bit behind on time today. So, meal number 3, you will be familiar with this one, because this is everybody's favorite meal of the day, right? We have got, of course, some egg whites and some eggs. 250ml egg whites, half a tomato, 2 whole eggs. I broke that one, sad day. And then I'm actually going for some sourdough bread at the moment instead of English muffins. So we got some sourdough bread. And then of course, 60 grams of oats, 100 grams of blueberries, and some cinnamon. And then of course, we'll add a little bit of kimchi to that meal as well. So I should probably serve this because these eggs have been sitting there for, no, that'll be fine. But yeah, so we've got meal number 3 going down, and then I'll get meal number 4 in at home, and then I'll take meal number 5 to the cinema tonight because Sam and I are off to watch The Housemaid. I think it's called The Housemaid. That new like thriller film that's based off the book that all of the girls are into. So we're going to go watch that. Apparently the film's pretty good, so I'm keen for it. Sam's read the book. She's excited. I haven't read the book, but I'm excited because Sydney Sweeney's in it, and anything with Sydney Sweeney, sign me up. So that's what we've got going on at the moment. Very hectic New Year's Eve. I know it's probably going to be a late one. Might not get to bed till after 10 o'clock, which is concerning, but hey, it is what it is. Also, got the podcast going right now. I'm actually watching biggest box office bombs of 2025. So fun fact about me, I obviously watch a lot and consume a lot of bodybuilding content. Mostly podcasts. I don't really watch any sort of bodybuilders YouTubes anymore or full days of eating, as I find them quite repetitive, and here I am filming one. But I watch like a lot when I'm not consuming sort of bodybuilding podcasts. I watch a lot of podcasts and sort of YouTube videos on cinema, TV shows, those sorts of things. It's definitely like my other sort of passion and interest, I suppose, is pop culture, if you will. So that podcast, if you're interested, is called The Weekly Planet. They're actually 2 Aussie guys, and they do like a lot of film reviews for new movies coming out, and they're pretty funny. I actually really enjoy them. So that's kind of like my, what would you call it? The kind of things that I feel like you need a hobby away from bodybuilding. So otherwise it's just all encompassing, right? Like I'm working, coaching people, watching training footage, talking fitness and health and nutrition and bodybuilding all day and night. So it's nice to have something removed from that that is just for me. So if you're a movie fan, tap in, let me know, because I am the biggest movie geek you'll ever meet. Anyway, I'm gonna get this meal in because these eggs have been sitting on the pan for a little bit longer than what I planned to. And I'll probably catch up with you guys at the next one. I'll show you what that is. It's very similar to what I've been eating for the longest time, but hey, if your meals taste good, why change it? And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in the next one. I'm going to go ahead and get stuck into these egg whites and oats.
All right, hello. We are just about to leave for our little date night. We are actually going to the movies to watch The Housemaid. I've been frantically trying to finish the book this week, and then Tyler was suddenly very interested in the movie, I think because of a certain actress, Sydney Sweeney, if anyone was wondering. Anyways.
I think I've already said that in the vlog, you know.
Oh, there you go. But we're trying to stay on track, so Tyler's going to show you what we have packed for the movies. Right. Hello.
Okay, so because the movie is at an awkward time, it starts at 7:30, and 7:30 is usually meal time, I've got to bring 2 meals. So the usual dinner meal of mince, rice, and an egg, prepared by Samantha. Actually made me a meal for the first time in a very long time, guys. But that's okay, I don't mind cooking. And then because it's a longer film, and it's not going to finish after the adverts will start at 8, it's probably not going to finish till after 10. So we're going to bring our yogurt meal as well. So that means we've got to pack 2 meals, and then of course, this is for Sam. This is Sam's packing a meal too. And then we also got to bring the vitamins, because this is what I do, guys. I literally bring all my shit to the cinema, and I really do not...
You'd be a really annoying person to sit next to.
I do wonder that, but like, I actually don't care at all, hey, what the people next to me think of me. Like, I genuinely could care less. And then Samantha's also bringing a meal because she's staying on track too, of course. So she's got a little pot of overnight Wheat Bix, and she got these little tubs for Christmas. They're pretty nice, eh? And glass, because we eat everything out of glass. Pretend like you didn't see that plastic, because it's much better and tastes better. So yeah, that's literally everything we're going to bring to the cinema. And yes, you can bring food into the cinema. In saying that, you know how you're like, people would hate to sit next to me. I swear to God, last time we went to the movies, there was a guy there with like a whole family box of KFC. And that stank. So I don't think mine's that stinky.
Also, gone are the days where they used to search your bag.
Do you remember like when you'd have to wear like a big jumper and like put Maltesers in the hoodie pocket?
But I feel like you're too intimidating for them to even ask what you're doing, you know?
I mean, I feel like I'd just be straight up with him, or I'd just say I'd have some sort of dietary condition, you know? Like I'm a diet... I have a myostatin deficiency. So...
That's a nice bodybuilder you've got there.
It's great colour too, isn't it? All right, so... Fits beautifully. Job done. All right, we're going to get out of here because the movie starts in 25 minutes. And I don't want to miss the previews because I actually like watching the trailers. So we'll catch up with you guys in the next clip. Should we do a review after the movie? Okay. Yeah? All right, we'll give you a review. Sam's read the book, so it'll be interesting to hear your insight of the movie comparatively to the book. You're just going to say it's great. Obviously it's going to be great. Sydney Sweeney, no, that's not true. Sydney Sweeney's been in some shit films. But she always makes it better. Oh my God. See you guys in the next clip. Bye. Okay, so Housemaid review coming at you. So if you're not interested in hearing my thoughts and opinions on the Housemaid, you may as well click off the video. Before you click off the video, make sure you have liked and subscribed, of course. But this next clip, mainly just going to be talking about the film. I have had about a day to sit and stew on it now. We were going to film our impressions immediately after, but we did get out of the cinema pretty late and the energy wasn't really there to film. And I also kind of like having at least a day or two to like stew on the film and really think about it and compile my thoughts from there. Okay, so we're going to dive into it. Now, I will say, I'm probably going to spoil the film here. So consider this the spoiler warning. If you don't want this movie spoiled, click off the video. Once again, consider this a spoiler warning. Spoilers are coming. So, okay, you've been warned. So The Housemaid, essentially, it is obviously based off of a book written by Colleen Hoover. I have not read the book. However, Samantha had read the book, so she did kind of fill me in on some of the details they did miss. Now, naturally, Sam said it was different comparatively to the book in that it felt a lot more rushed. And this is just a very classic case when it comes to book to film adaptations. Naturally, a book has a lot more time to explain certain factors. you also get the chance and opportunity to be inside of the character's mind and hear their thoughts, which you obviously don't get to do in most films. And yeah, film runtime, this movie went for 2 hours. The book is fairly thick, so naturally going to have to cut things down to improve the flow of the film. So she did say it did very quite differently in that regard. They did touch on quite a few of the main points. Now, as far as what the movie is about, essentially you've got Sydney Sweeney, who is out of prison for once again, this is spoilers, for murdering someone. She killed some college kid who was raping her friend or something like that. It's very dark. So she's been in prison for like 10 years or something. She's come out, she needs a job. And she's lied on her resume and she's applied for this housemaid position. And essentially she's going to be a housemaid for this very rich family who is Amanda Seyfried, who plays the wife. I'm not sure what the name of the actor is for the dad. I actually can't even remember his name. So he's this rich guy and she's married into this family. And she's also got her daughter, Cece. So Sydney Sweeney is going to become the housemaid for this rich family, and it all seems amazing and whatnot when they do sit down and have the interview. Amanda Seyfried seems totally normal and super cool and loving, and she's like, this is going to be great, I'm so excited. And anyway, so she gets the job. Once she starts working at this rich lady's house, Amanda Seyfried, that is, she starts to see a lot of things begin to present in the ways of basically, I don't even know her name, but I'm going to say Amanda Seyfried because it's the actress. Basically her just being absolutely psychotic. And we start to hear stories about her having issues with psychosis, spending time in a mental institute, and basically her husband is this loving, caring man who's so patient with her. And Sydney Sweeney is constantly falling victim to Amanda Seyfried's sort of mental abuse, if you will, tricking her and just playing games with her, and obviously just doing psychotic shit like breaking plates and tearing the kitchen apart when she can't find her notes for some PTA meeting, and then ultimately blaming Sydney Sweeney for it, right? So throughout the initial half of the movie, it's a lot of this. It's a lot of Amanda Seyfried just cutting sick and tricking Sydney Sweeney, and Sydney Sweeney's obviously just getting quite fed up with it. Now, I will say this is probably a good opportunity to touch on the acting. I'm a Sydney Sweeney fan. I am not a fan of her acting. She is not good in this movie, okay? She delivers a very, very lackluster performance. There just feels like there's no effort that she's putting in. Everything is very monotone despite the crazy situation that's going on around her. Contrary to that, Amanda Seyfried is going in this film. She is cracking the shits left and right, and she's doing a fucking good job of it as well. Very believable. Every time she's on screen throwing a tanty, you are into it and you completely believe that this woman is a fucking psycho, right? And that's exactly what the role is meant to be. So she's doing a great job. I've got to be honest, the male actor, like I said, I can't remember his name, nor can I remember the actor's name. He's doing a good job too. He was believable as this sort of loving, caring father. And then the daughter, I thought she was a bit strange, but Samantha did say that's kind of how she's meant to be, and that's how she was portrayed in the book. So I guess she did okay. But Sydney Sweeney sucks in this film. So she does she holds it back a little bit. I would say that's my main gripe, because the film as a whole is good. It definitely keeps you on your toes. It keeps you guessing. It keeps you wondering what's going to happen, because a lot of the initial part of the story is just Amanda going crazy and you think like she's going to kill Sydney Sweeney or something like that. Anyway, push comes to shove, and then we sort of see the big twist happens, where eventually we find out that it's actually the husband who is a manipulative man, and he has been abusing Amanda Seyfried, and he has tricked everyone into believing that she is psychotic and she's got mental health problems. And because of this, he now has complete control over her and her daughter, and Amanda Seyfried feels trapped because she cannot escape him. He's also physically abusive as well. He forced her to stay in a room and pluck out 100 pieces of her hair, including the follicle, and then he's found one that didn't have a follicle and he made her do it all over again. Like, this guy is fucked up, and you don't really see that for the first half of the movie. So I will say, as someone who had no prior understanding of what the movie was, I was in belief that Amanda Seyfried was a psycho and the husband was a total G, right? So that all comes unraveling. Now, before this all comes unraveling, there is a little bit of romance that's stewing between Sydney Sweeney and the husband. Shocker, right? Like anyone could spot that coming from a mile away. So they have like a romantic weekend together and they sleep together and this, that, and the next. And Sydney Sweeney is falling blindly in love. Push comes to shove. Husband and Sydney Sweeney come home. Husband and Amanda Seyfried have this big blue and he essentially kicks Amanda Seyfried out. And then they start their life together, Sydney and the husband. Now, from here, Sydney Sweeney, still not realizing that the husband is a psycho and manipulative and abusive, fucks up, breaks some china plate that was very important to him, and his response to that is he locks her in a room and forces her to cut herself 100 times with a piece of broken plate, all right? So this is what I mean. This guy's sick. So while she's in this room, if you will, she's forced to cut herself. Now, she does it because obviously now we start to see that Sydney Sweeney is actually this badass female character because she's killed the man before, right? And then it kind of gets to a point where Sydney Sweeney does it. She cuts herself 100 times. It's all very gruesome. And then she tricks the husband into basically opening the door by cutting herself. Well, it doesn't trick him. She does it, so he opens the door. She actually finds like a knife as well that was stashed away. I'm probably butchering this, but in the little room, there's like a bucket where she can use the toilet, and there's a knife stashed away in there. And she's like, how did this knife get here? So she cuts herself 100 times. She slides a piece of plate under the table, so she can't use that to attack him. And then he comes in to sort of rescue her, if you will, because this is how his sick mind works, right? He makes them do these psychotic things, and he says, there are consequences to your actions, and then he tries to save them and be this loving, caring father or husband. Anyway, Sydney Sweeney, she's not about that. She's killed before. She gets this knife and she stabs this fucker in the neck and then locks him in the room. Now, this is when things get really interesting, okay? And this is when I feel like the movie, whilst the twist is out, a lot of the times when you see a twist happen in a movie, right, you can lose a little bit of interest. It's like when you watch a horror movie and the first half of a horror movie is always the scariest because you don't know what the monster looks like, and it's that fear of unknown. What I will give this movie credit for is whilst the twist has happened, it still remains very engaging. So I did still enjoy the last half or last quarter of the movie, despite now knowing what the mystery was the entire time. So credit where credit's due. So we later find out that Amanda Seyfried, the psychotic wife, is actually not crazy at all. And she has been painted to look crazy, and she's actually plotted this entire thing. She hired Sydney purposefully, knowing that the husband would be attracted to her so that she could then escape. And then she placed the knife in that little room upstairs, knowing that at some point or another, the husband was going to be back to his same old ways, and she was giving Sydney Sweeney the opportunity to escape or hopefully kill him, knowing that she is a murderer. And that all goes swimmingly, except after all this occurs and she locks the husband in the room, he's in there like bleeding out, but he doesn't actually die. Now in the book, that is how he dies. But in the movie, he remains alive. And I think that was for good cause because it makes the final arc or the final sequence a lot more entertaining. Because if they had just died bleeding out in the room, I feel like it would have been a bit lackluster. But basically, chaos ensues when Amanda Seyfried comes home because she feels guilty and is worried that Sydney Sweeney is, locked in this room being abused. So she comes home. Sydney Sweeney, she's just chilling on the couch watching TV. She's left old mate upstairs to rot, and she's like eating some milk duds and she's watching Family Feud or something. So Amanda Seyfried goes in and she hears the TV on, thinking that's the husband. So she goes upstairs to let the husband out. Now, he obviously, she doesn't know it's the husband. She thinks it's Sydney Sweeney. So she opens the door. The husband comes barreling out of there, knocks her down the stairs, and like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. The husband is loose. Lord knows how, because she's fully shanked him in the neck. So he probably should be dead. But hey, this is Hollywood. It takes a little bit more than that to kill a character. Basically, this is the period of time where Amanda Seyfried, okay, the wife, psychotic wife, she gets her opportunity to really stick it to the man, right? She goes through this big monologue telling how much of a sick person he is and how he just always craves affection and to be the knight in shining armor, this, that, and the next. And we later find out that she's actually stalling for time so Sydney Sweeney can come up behind him and give him a big shove, and then he falls down the stairs. And it's actually a pretty good scene. He falls down the stairs and he knocks his head and blood's everywhere. It was quite entertaining, to be fair. This is why I said it made for a better ending comparatively to what it would have been in the book. So that's the gist of it. I've pretty much just given you a whole synopsis of the film. Exactly, like I said, what they did really well is whilst the twist had happened, you were still engaged in the film, which I liked. The initial part of the film obviously being the most engaging because you're seeing Amanda Seyfried cut sick, and like I said, she's doing a great job, and it leaves us wondering like what is really going on here. There's definitely a point where you kind of get the feeling like something's not right with this husband, but I will say like he does seem like a good guy for the most part of the film, which I liked. Now, there's a few other characters in there that I think were underutilized. There was the groundskeeper, Enzo. He's like super hot, attractive groundskeeper, like the best looking groundskeeper you'll ever see. I think he's foreign or something like that as well. He's got this accent and hand tattoos. It's a whole thing. I feel like he was an underutilized character. I know that he played a bigger role in the book. Here, I just thought the directors threw him in just so people who had read the book, watching the film, like, oh my God, that's Enzo. I know he played a much bigger role in the book, but in this film, he's kind of just here. You know, he knows what's really going on the whole time, but he doesn't say anything. He's sworn to secrecy. Apparently he is a love interest in the book, but we don't really see that unfold here. He's instead trying to protect the crazy wife because he knows the husband is, you know, a psycho. So I feel like his character was really underutilized, and I was into like what they were doing there, but it felt like a part of the plot where it could have been so much more, and then they just never really went down that path, and then he just becomes like a no-name character, just another part of the story. So I feel like they could have utilized him a lot more in this scenario. But outside of that, it is a good film. I did enjoy it. Now, I think it says a lot about the film that I have walked out and I've forgotten all of the characters' names already, right? So I would consider this one of those films that you wait till it comes to streaming and then you throw it on a random date night with your missus and you have a good time and you forget about it. Or same thing goes, you go on a date night with your partner, or I would say this is something you probably want to go watch with your missus. Maybe you want to go watch it with your homies, that's up to you. But you go, you watch it, you have a good time at the cinema, and to be honest, it's not one of those films where you're going to really be thinking about the next couple of days. It's probably, honestly, very mid, and I don't really see it, you know, cracking any top 10s or winning any awards. I think it was held back by Sydney Sweeney's performance quite drastically. I think the casting could have been a lot better than that. I see why they cast her. Sydney Sweeney's very popular. She puts butts in seats. I get it. But I do feel like she was pretty poor in this film. Full credit to Amanda though. Like genuinely, she was excellent on screen. I can't say I've really seen a lot with her in, at least nothing I can remember off the top of my head. But credit to her, she was killing it. I will say the ending as well, after they killed Old Mate, whilst that was entertaining, they then lead on, because this is a trilogy of books, okay? So the final scene is obviously setting up for a sequel. And I kind of hate when a lot of movies do this, because I really don't think there needs to be a sequel. I really feel like this could just be a one film, one and done, okay? Even if there is 3 books, but it's obvious they're going to set up for a sequel in case this does well so they can milk it into a franchise. So essentially how they're setting this sequel up, which I thought was pretty ridiculous and just didn't need to be a part of it, was we then see Sydney Sweeney has been recommended to another rich family, okay? And she's talking to the wife and she's getting interviewed by the wife, and she sees that the wife has this big bruise on her wrist, so obviously she's in an abusive relationship. And then that wife is like, oh, you were recommended to me by Amanda Seyfried, I heard you're really good at your job. So basically setting up the plot to just repeat this movie, and for some reason now Sydney Sweeney is some kind of hitman for hire to kill abusive husbands. Like I said, I don't really have any interest in watching this movie again, let alone for them to do the same thing in a sequel, because I really don't understand how they're going to thicken the plot, if you will. It sounds like it would just be quite repetitive. So I wasn't a fan of that, but I get it. This is Hollywood. If they're going to milk it for everything it's worth, you best believe they're going to. I'm willing to bet that there will not be a sequel. I can't see this performing very well in the ways of them warranting it. You know, I'll have to look at the numbers. I'm not sure. If it does, I will be very surprised. And if they do cast Sydney Sweeney again, well, we know why. So that is my review on The Housemaid. I recommend you watch it if you're in for something for an easy watch that's going to keep you guessing. I wouldn't say it's something you need to rush out to the cinemas for. I would probably encourage you to wait till it comes to streaming, to be quite honest. But if you want to shill out $30 to go watch it, that is at your prerogative. So I hope you enjoyed my synopsis/review. It's a little bit different, but this is something that I just enjoy to talk about. I know it's been a longer clip of me waffling, but if you want to see me do more of this sort of stuff, I'm more than happy to. I definitely have quite a passion for cinema and just pop culture in general. So if you have made it through this 15-minute rant on The Housemaid, let me know, and let me know if you want to see more of it, and I will definitely keep them coming. But we'll wrap it there, guys. Don't want to waffle any longer. I could probably go for another 15 minutes, to be quite honest, but I'll spare you guys. So we'll leave the video there for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't anything too exciting. I do want to try and get some more footage and mic'd up sessions coming up. Well, the gym I'm training at predominantly sucks to film at, to be honest. The lighting's not very good, but I will try to get some sessions done like right away where the lighting's a little bit better, okay? So guys, thank you for watching along. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, all that other good stuff. If you're interested in online coaching, the link is in the description. You can hit me up, and I'm definitely taking on clients right now for 2026, so do get in contact. You can also use my code VISCO at Emerald Labs, which will save you 15% on your protein. So I do recommend it. Best tasting protein for the most affordable price in Australia, in my opinion. All right, guys, I'll catch up with you in the next one.